So I want you guys to think, what do you think is the best decision to do here as Liam? Is it to drop it or to drive it? And where should you drive it or drop it? What's up, Picklers? It's Austin with Pickleball Playbook, and I have a really exciting one for you today. Today we're going to be breaking down a recreation game, a 6.0 recreation game with COLLIN SHICK. So he's a top 20 doubles player and a top 5, I would say, singles player. Really good at both doubles and singles. Learned a ton playing with him, and my whole goal with this video is to just help you guys see what I learned so that you can apply it in your game, as well as see our strategy throughout this one point that we're going to analyze. Just one point. It's a pretty big point, and you guys can see what's going through our minds and what we're thinking. Right off the bat here, Liam is over here on the right. Jason's far left. He's my partner. And then I got the pink shoes right there, Austin, and then COLLIN SHICK over here to the left, just so you know who everybody is. So Liam's initial serve lands. It looks like it lands on the line from here. It's probably a couple inches in from the line. This is a pretty difficult position to see that from. But the most important thing about his serve is the depth of it. Not the pace, not the spin. It's the depth of the serve, because it gets his opponent, Jason, on his back foot before he's coming into the net. So since Jason is on his back foot here, it automatically puts Jason in a defensive position, and it makes it difficult for Jason to get into the kitchen. The only way that you're going to win in pickleball, especially at the high level, is if you come into the net. So Jason's goal is to get in, but when you have a deep serve like this that gets you on your back foot, it automatically puts you on defense. Okay, Jason returns this ball cross court. Smart decision, because he has more court to work with there, and it gives him more time to come forward. Whereas if he returns this ball down the line, the ball's going to come to him quicker. Okay, so it's going to get on him quicker. He wants as much time as possible. Would have been great if he could get this return deeper, but obviously with that good of a serve, that's easier said than done. Liam has a couple of options here. He can hit this return. He can hit this third shot down the line here. Okay, I'm going to cover it with my backhand, but he can go there. He could also drop it down the line. He could drop it cross court, or he could drive it at Jason. So I want you guys to think, what do you think is the best decision to do here as Liam? Is it to drop it or to drive it? And where should you drive it or drop it? So the quick answer is the drive is the most optimal option here. That return comes in short and high. So whenever a return comes in short and high, we want to let it fly. Short and high, let it fly, meaning we're driving. Because we can hit down or at least across on the ball and get the ball at our opponent's feet. Second most important thing is that the location of your drive. You want to get it on the opponent that is running forward, the opponent that's off balance, the opponent that isn't in an offensive position. I am on balance here. I'm in an offensive position. I'm up at the net. I'm closest to the net. So it's going to be difficult to drive it at me and impossible to get your drive at my feet because I'm so close to the net. If you try to hit my feet, you're going to hit it at the bottom of the net. Okay, so first of all, he's driving is what he should do. He doesn't end up doing it. But if he drives this ball, he can get it at Jason's feet. He wants to, second of all, get it to the person that's running forward and is off balance. And then Jason's going to pop up this shot, and Collin's probably going to put it away. Anyways, the reason that he didn't, and he chose to drop instead, just so you guys can see, he drops instead of drives, is because of this initial step that I take. Okay? Right here. I'm letting him know, hey, I have the entire middle of the court covered. So now he thinks to himself, maybe he thinks I don't know Liam's mind, but if it was me hitting this drive, I'd think, oh, okay, I'll drive it up the line, or I'll probably drop it to Jason. And he chooses the second option, which is to drop it to Jason. But since I'm applying this extra pressure, big step, I'm now covering my line. If you were to drive it up the line, I'm probably just going to hit a winner on my backhand side. He chooses to drop it. So that initial pressure that I caused right here with this step causes him to drop that ball. Hopefully that makes sense. He drops it. Jason's now in a more so offensive position. And Jason can rip the crap out of this ball if he wants to. But that's not going to put him in a good position because both opponents are at midcourt right now. If he rips this ball, hits it as hard as he can, all that these opponents are going to do is rip it back, and they're going to be in a better offensive position because they're moving forward, and it's going to get on Jason quicker because he's closer to the net. So he chooses the smart decision and just rolls it at the feet of Collin. A nice soft shot. Roll. Hits a little tweener. Because why not? Sometimes a tweener is a good decision too. Like in this position, why move your feet any more than you need to? Might as well tweener it. Otherwise, you have to move your feet all the way around it. I'm not suggesting that you tweener until like 4 or 5 plus level, but sometimes it makes more sense. Another good example is if your opponents lob you and you're on a full-on sprint to get to the lob. It's going to take longer to run around the ball and hit a forehand or a backhand than it is to just run over the ball and hit it through your legs. So it is a nice thing to have in the arsenal, but it's not like right here, probably not the most necessary thing. But remember that this is a rec game. So we're just having fun, you know? Now the point's neutral. I believe the boys on this side hit 4 shots. 4 total shots after their serve. 1, 2, 3, 4, and now they're established at the kitchen. Now the point is completely neutral, and our entire goal, and this is where beginners and intermediates get it wrong, is they just think, okay, let's keep it low and dink. Let's keep it low and dink. What you want to do is create offense. Your entire point of dinking is to get a pop-up. So the way that you do that is by changing your dink location and putting it behind your opponents. You want to make them feel off balance. You want to make them feel like they're pushed off of the line and really awkward. So a good rule of thumb is if the ball comes to you high, your first goal should be to speed that ball up out of the air. If it comes up high but it's not high enough and it's bouncing, then your goal should be to create a pop-up. The way that you're going to do that is by dinking it behind your opponents. So notice how this dink here goes behind. I don't remember who hit it. Jason. Liam hits here. Jason hits it behind Collin. Collin's taking a couple of steps back off of the line. He's in a defensive position, and it causes this pop-up here. Okay, my location that I can go to with this speed up, I can go up the middle, but I don't want to go too far over towards Collin's side because he'll cover it with his forehand and probably put the ball away. I can also go up the line here on Liam's right side because he's probably going to cover with a backhand, but his job is to cover the line, so maybe not the best spot. And then I can also go right here in this location. Hopefully you guys can see my mouse. You should be able to. And that's the location I choose to go to. And Liam covers it. So now I think to myself, okay, he covered that shot. He was sitting backhand. So I say, if I get another opportunity, I'm going to go up the line. That's going to make the most sense probably to go up the line. Now, am I thinking that in the middle of this point? Probably not. But after the point, I'll analyze it and go into the next point thinking, okay, that line is open, more or less open. Right here, so speed up. Okay, Jason's in an offensive position. My speed up created another pop-up. Jason hits down on the ball, which is exactly what you want to do. You want to get it at the feet of your opponent. And Collin makes a 6.0 level decision and resets the ball. He doesn't speed up the ball from this low position. He resets it. 1 reset, 2 resets, 3 resets. He was off balance for 3 shots in a row there. Right here. That initial. Right there. Off balance. Off balance again. He's off of the line. He's in a defensive position. I see this and I'm trying to attack out of the air. And so I see, okay, Collin pulled over and he's covering middle. Liam's covering his line. So let's go right behind him. Now this is probably the most, it is. It is the most difficult shot to hit, but if you can hit it, then you want to hit it. No one's going to get that shot unless they're at Collin's level here. Like, the fact that he gets this and he puts it back in the kitchen is just ridiculous because he's so off balance here. So he gets this. I'm leaning. I'm hovering over the kitchen, and he gets it to land in the kitchen and pretty much puts me in the same position that he was in. And then I'm doing a topspin roll offense, and I pull it behind him again. And now the point is neutral again. So something great about what Collin did here is he hit it into the first half of the kitchen. The first half of the kitchen is the half of the kitchen that is closest to the net. That totally neutralizes the point, okay? Starts the point over because from this position where it lands in the first half of the kitchen, I can't do anything offensive from here, and I can barely do any defense because I have to hit it pretty much straight up to get it over the net. Okay, so I think I hit slice, yeah. Here, and then I hit it back into the first half of the kitchen saying, hey, you neutralize the point. I'm neutralizing it back. And now it's your decision. Are you going to speed up from this position? Obviously, he's not going to because he's a smart player. But it gets him to pop up the ball slightly because that's a difficult position. A lot of people think just use the second half of the kitchen. The half of the kitchen is closest to the kitchen line to create offense. But if you hit it in that first half of the kitchen and kind of get them off balance, chances are you're going to create a pop-up. So pop-up number 2 from Collin. And where do I put it? Same exact location as my first one. And Liam covers with his backhand again. So it's like, I should have learned my lesson the first time and put that speed up down the line because Liam's not covering line. He's holding on that backhand side. I've already seen that from the previous point. Also, Collin knows that I go to this position, and so he's even more ready than the last one to hit a forehand here. Okay, so Liam counters with a backhand, and then now I say, oh, I've learned my lesson. Okay, now I'm going to go to his forehand side. And look at this last second. He's so quick. Gets it onto that side, and it turns into, you can hear it here, but it's like he hits it 5 times, essentially, and he gets the ball down. Players aren't going to get the ball down unless that happens, unless they shank the ball. But at least I finally went to the right location. You guys can hear the as he hits through the ball, and he gets that ball down. So wicked fast hands to get it to that forehand side. Okay, so he gets the ball down. I'm reaching over as if I'm going to take it. One of the signs of a really good partner is the fact that they still get this ball even though I totally fake him out. Okay, he's still there. He's still ready to get it because he understands that's my ball. It's my job to cover the middle whenever Liam is hitting the shot because he's across from him. Whereas it's my job, I have to cover the line here. So I realized this last second, literally, oh, okay, that's not my ball. He takes it. And I'm very happy, as you guys can see, to still be in the point. The fact that Jason still got the ball back. Okay, so he puts it here. Collin reaches in, takes this dink out of the air. It pops up slightly. Jason speeds it up, and Collin makes another 6.0 decision to reset this ball right here. Okay, so he resets it. Let's watch that really quick. Reset. And reset again. And reset again. Now the point is neutral. If not, they're on offense because he pushed us off the line. So now we're trying to move the ball around. I'm trying to get it behind my opponents. As you can see, I'm in the middle of the court, and Collin realizes this, and he hits it way far across court. Okay, so he's moving me around, and then I shank that last ball, unfortunately. But it's literally because Collin's backhand dink is so disgusting with so much spin that the ball just drops. You can literally see the arc. It's a beautiful thing. I'd love to have that backhand. One day I will, you know? Just got to keep practicing it. But I'm trying to keep it behind him. He finds the offense first, and I'm reaching in again. This is the 4th, maybe 5th time that I've had the opportunity to speed up. And look at the location of my speed up here. I'm going down the line for sure. Liam's covering backhand here. Probably going to be a winner. If not, Liam's going to hit it 5 times again and get the ball in or pop it up, and I'm going to hit a put away. But end up shanking the ball. So that I figured out now from analyzing this point while playing in it, you know, while I'm there, that my goal should be to hit this next shot up the line, okay, on Liam. I'm going to be going down the line. No point in going to the middle. He's going to be covering that backhand side majority of the time. Obviously, he can change it up at any time, but I'm going to make him change it up, okay? When he proves to me that he can cover that forehand side, then I'll be like, okay, now I need to change it up and go back up to the middle or go cross court for the harder, more difficult shot. So let's watch this point one more time with pretty much no talking, just quick analysis. Deep serve, should have drove. That extra pressure made him not drive. We're still in defense on this side, and now it's neutral. Get the ball behind him. Gets a pop-up. Speed-up location, not the best. Great speed-up location. Collin gets to it like it was nothing. Speed-up location, not the best. Great speed-up location, but I should have put my first one there. Everything's neutral again. Hit behind him. He gets me off balance. Now I'm late getting to that ball. He also has so much topspin, such a good backhand dink.